Hey everyone, it's the Healing Mom. If you're struggling communicating with someone important to you, or if your own thoughts are very self-critical, I'm going to show you 3 ways that using a Discord bot can help with your emotional health. One of my favorite scenes in Legacies is the scene where Hope Michelson is talking to the holographic projection of her boyfriend. But it got me thinking it would be pretty neat if we could have something like that to rehearse difficult conversations with people in our lives, or if we could just get that perspective from someone who wasn't immediately there. And it turns out you can do that with a role-playing bot for Discord called Tupperbox. So here are 3 ways to use a Discord bot for improving your emotional health. Part 1, getting closure. Sometimes we need to have a conversation with someone, but for whatever reason, they're just not available to have that conversation. It could be that the topic is too painful for them, or they haven't processed what's been going on their side yet, or maybe they're not in our lives. But either way, you can set up a Tupperware bot with a name, and if you still have them in your contacts, their screen, their icon, their avatar, and role play out the conversation with them. And the thing with roleplay is that it actually makes you really understand what was going on their side during that conflict or during that period you need closure for. And that can actually be really helpful. You can also use it to apologize to, or receive an apology that you feel you need, but you're not going to get it in real life. Or even to practice approaching someone who you haven't been in contact with for a while to apologize. Sometimes our subconscious actually knows how things will go, and if you're already role-playing out something where they don't want you to come up and contact them, maybe it's a better idea to just get your apology from the bot and then move on so that you don't open up an old wound. You can also use this bot for talking to a past version of yourself if self-forgiveness is something that you need to work on. And with self-forgiveness, it's not a one-time conversation. You may need to have that conversation over and over again. So having a bot that you can kind of chat to on your phone whenever those thoughts come back, thoughts of guilt or shame, or why didn't I know any better, or why did I allow that to happen, that can really help you get some closure around. 2, you can practice setting emotional boundaries with people. If people pleasing or keeping the peace has been a big part of your socialization or survival skills, it can be really hard to just disagree with people in a way that's not overly aggressive, because by the time we actually get up to speaking up about it, it just feels like it's been building up for so long. So what you can do is you can set up a Tupperware bot to kind of role play out those daily scenarios where you wish you had said something, but in a way that is actually kind of peaceful. Or you could set boundaries about what you're willing to talk about, maybe around the holidays with your family. Like, I just want to be here and enjoy this holiday with you, but I'm not willing to talk about my weight, my relationship status, my career plan, or politics. It depends. Whatever your boundaries are, you can rehearse saying them in a way that is not too extreme, but quite firm. You can also use it to practice saying no without over-explaining. And for a long time, I would be that kind of person. If I ever said no to anything, no matter how tiny, I would need to explain my entire backlog of things I needed to do and all the calendar events I had. It wasn't necessary. It does just take practice saying no and realizing that the world doesn't end. You can also use it for practicing asking for help. Again, I'm a person who struggles to ask for help. And I kind of thought that the world would stop and people would think I was very weak if I asked for help with anything, explaining something or doing something. Turns out it doesn't. Number 3, you can use it to practice learning how to be self-compassionate. If your inner critic is very strong, like mine, learning how to soften that critical voice is going to take a lot more than just scrolling Instagram and reading quotes on self-compassion. It takes sustained practice. So this is my favorite use of Discord bots, is you can make a bot a friendly character. If you don't know someone in real life who can be that person for you all the time, but maybe a character from TV or a book that you always thought would be the perfect best friend. You're looking for someone who is compassionate, but also observational, who can actually have insights about you. And you role play this character. I like Donna from Suits, by the way. You can role play this character talking to you, and over time, as you learn to make the kind of sensitive comments that they would make about your life and what's going on with you, you find your inner critic does start to soften just a little bit. And again, this is a nice thing to have on an app that could potentially be in your phone, because when those start acting up, you can fire up the bot and have those conversations with them. So I hope that this has given you some ideas of how you can use role-playing bots to improve your emotional health. Next week, I'll show you how to set up these bots on Discord. If you don't have a Discord account, I'll show you how to set that up, set up a server to have the bots on, and walk you through that process. So I'll see you again next week. Please click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this for more content that supports your upward spiral.